So hi everyone, welcome back to Cyprus. It's another absolutely beautiful day here, although it's a little bit warm, but not to worry. Last night we had another brilliant clear night and decided to set up and image the Eastern Veil Nebula NGC6992, and to do that I used the RASA 11 and the ASI2600 one-shot colour camera. And last night I also used the IDAS NBZ UHS filter for the first time, and in total imaged what was it now, 53 5-minute exposures for a total integration time of 4 hours 25 minutes. And then today I used the weighted batch processing script in PixInsight for the first time to stack all the data and then do a quick processing on it. So let's quickly head into the observatory and just check out what we used last night. Alright, so here we are inside the observatory, and last night I was using this laptop here, and to do the image session I was using Nina, the latest release version. And once I'd got everything set up and confirmed the scope was behaving itself, as usual things never quite go to plan, so I didn't want to just try everything from remote. So I set up everything, confirmed it was all working good, and then I headed inside and used Chrome remote desktop just to get into the machine and kick off the sequence after I'd done a few test shots from inside the observatory. So last night as well I decided to push the scope a little bit longer, and as I said at the beginning there, I did 5-minute exposures, which is unusually long for me. Normally I do 2 or 3 minute exposures. The guiding wasn't too bad. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't too bad, maybe down to seeing conditions, but everything generally behaved itself, and I think I was getting round about 1.2 average arc seconds per pixel error, which isn't too bad. Not as good as I had the last time when I did the IDAS Nebula, when I managed to get it down to 0.61 arc seconds per pixel total error. So not as good, but not too bad either. So as I said, I was using the RASA 11, so here she is sat on top of the CGX-L mount and on the concrete pier that I built last time home, and tucked away in the front of the scope. Obviously being an astrograph, the camera is buried down in here, so there's the ASI2600, and right down the front of the scope in behind the camera I've got a ZWO filter drawer with the IDAS NBZ UHS filter in there. For the guiding I was using the ZWO 60mm 280mm focal length guidescope and the ASI120mm mini guide camera, and generally that was the basic setup. Not too much to grumble about. And obviously inside the dome, which is great. Polar alignment was a little bit out, I don't know why that's drifted, maybe due to thermals, so I just sorted all that out as well yesterday, didn't take too long. And then last night I also set the script up, or the sequence I should say, in Nina, to run all the way through to the end of astronomical darkness, which was around about 4 AM this morning, and then to set the dome back to the home position, close the shutter, and then park the scope, everything back to normal. And also last night, before I started the session, I took a set of flat frames, and to do that I was using this light pad just balanced on top of the dew shield, and then just for a bit of filtering and flat light thinning down, I just used this old pillowcase just to get a bit of a diffusion layer there. So that was the setup for last night, and so let's head in now and we'll see how things came out. Alright, so here we are inside at the computer, and looking at the screen at the moment. Here's the remote desktop session into Nina, and you can see the last image that came in last night, which was around about 4 AM. Pretty clear still, although throughout the night the sky quality did deteriorate as the moon came up, so I went from a Bortle 6 to around about a Bortle 7. And the sequence ran no problem, and you can see the HFR history as the night went on, as it deteriorated throughout the evening, and the guiding graph along the bottom shows that the total error was 1.11 arc seconds throughout the evening there. So that wasn't too bad. So if we hop across onto the other screen, here we are. We can see I've got the computer set up with a couple of network shares just to grab all the images off the laptop in the observatory, and then copying them onto this machine for processing. I did a quick check as usual through ASI FitsView, and here we can see here's a typical 5-minute exposure that's come off of the camera last night. So again, everything was pretty good. And you can see it flipped over there, no problem. So that was after the meridian flip happened round about 2:10 last night. So I was satisfied with all those images that came in. So then I took it into PixInsight, and as I said, this was my first time using the weighted batch processing for stacking. So I just didn't do anything fancy, just left all the defaults, simply added the flats files that I had taken at the start of the evening, and then added in the lights which I had captured throughout the night, all 53 of them. And I didn't have to do any deleting or anything, I just left everything as it was, set the output directory for where the output image was going to be generated, and then left it to run this morning, and it took, I think it took around 45 minutes, which wasn't too bad. Sometimes, depending how much data you've got and which level of detail your settings are, I believe some people say it can take 8, 10, 12 hours depending on the spec of the machines and everything. So I was pleasantly surprised when it only took around 45 minutes. So anyway, after leaving that to run, it generated these 3 image files, which I've just done a quick screen transfer stretch on. And the 2 here, the 2 black one is the rejection, and the 2 rejection files, basically all the stuff that's been taken out of the images. And then the green one is the actual stacked image, which we can start processing, and it tends to be green due to the Bayer matrix, or the Bayer matrix on the camera being an RGB, so you've got twice the green sensors than the red and the blue, but we can quickly easily take that out with the SCNR tool. So I'm not going to go through all the processing I did on this one. It was a very quick basic process I did on it. SCNR to remove the green, then I also photometric color calibration, automatic background extraction, and then played around with some range masks and some curves and color saturation, and just got it to the point where I was happy without going too far and destroying the image, which is so easy to do when you're messing around. So as I say, it didn't take too long to do. But the image that came out of PixInsight after processing was this one here. So I was quite happy with how it turned out. Yes, there's probably still lots of room for improvement, but as I said, it was a very quick processing. So I didn't spend excessive amounts of time on it, and I still don't have the really good skills of some individuals in the Astro community when it comes to processing, but I was happy with the level of detail and the colour banding and everything that came out with the various gases within the nebula, so really pleased with that. So that's all I really wanted to share with you today, just a very quick video of what was done up to last night. So I'll just leave the final image. So yeah, as I say, that's the final image there. So very pleased with that, and looks like the skies are clear again tonight, so I'll go and find yet another target to get on with. So thanks for dropping in by. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more of this content and to help the channel grow. And of course, if you've got any questions, comments or feedback or any ideas and tips on how to improve the processing, and then of course I do like reading these questions and comments and feedback down in the comment section, so don't be afraid to drop any feedback at all. So that's it. On that note, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one, which hopefully won't be too far away. So take care and clear skies everyone. Thank you.